Hey, Drini. How are you? Hey, Mike. How are you? Thanks for coming in, guys. So, it's Monday, February the 22nd, and I'm chewing. And how are you? How was your day? It, my day was slow. I got a slow start to the day. Had quite a few things I needed to get done today. So, Nightbox not working. It might take it a few minutes um, to kick in. We'll see. It appears not. I don't know why it wouldn't be working. Hmm. Anyways, I don't know what's going on. I guess I need to log in over there and see what's going on. But um, because I don't know why it's not working. But yeah. So, how was your day? I don't know what the weather is. Here it's cold. I don't even know whether I'm going or coming with this weather. It's supposed to get down. Last night was the low of 30. Tonight is supposed to be another low of 30. And then Wednesday, 25, Thursday, 21. So another few cold days. Oh, you woke Nightbot up, Mike. But yeah, um, yeah, a few more days of winter. I hope we get a few days of spring this year too, because it's been jumping from winter to summer to winter. Okay, not really. Winter to spring. Hey, Kristen, it's fine. How are you? I am. I'm doing well, y'all. I really am. I could be better. Um, but ain't no need to complaining about it, is what I say. Um, I can still do things on my own. So yeah, good, good. Dropping by before going to bed. Okay, cool. Um, yeah, I forgot what I was gonna say. Oh well, it'll come back to me, or it wasn't that important. So it's middle of Feb and almost the end of February, middle of February. Jeez. I'm sorry, I forgot to send a message. It's almost bedtime. Hold on, y'all. I need to send this message before midnight. Uh, oh hush. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm so sorry. I have got to send this message um before midnight. I've been saying I was gonna send it all day long. But I'm gonna send a message. I'm gonna send this message. I'm gonna send this message. I'm gonna send this message. And then look, it's after 11, and I haven't sent the message. Bella, hush. Don't nobody care. Honestly, they don't care. They don't care. They don't care. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I'm gonna have to let her out too. She whining and complaining like her life depends on it. Hey, my Renaissance grandma. I There you go. Done. I had to send that message. I'm sorry, y'all. I've been, like I said, I've been trying to send it all day, been meaning to send it all day. Keep going, oh, I need to send this message. I need to send this message. And then I didn't send it. But I'm going to send it now. I hope she's not in bed. I'm eating popcorn, y'all. Anybody wants to know? Because I feel like I want to eat something, but I don't really want anything substantial. So popcorn it is. Um, Oh, I was talking about it being, almost the end of February, almost the beginning of March, and where are you? I guess in your garden journey for this year. Well, I have some other garden questions to ask too, but where are you? Right now in my garden, we're still a couple weeks, maybe 2.5, 3 weeks away from the last frost date. So for me, it's starting things inside, which I didn't do. Um, Dropping seeds of early season stuff outside, which I have done. I got a video coming, I think. I think. Anyways, I did drop some peas out there, and Bo, you want a piece of popcorn? If you interrupt me, I will forget what I'm saying. Um, and then so dropping seeds outside if you can. Fruit trees, potting up fruit trees while they're still dormant, if you're buying new ones, which I did. Um, Up potting fruit trees that you have up potted that need to be up potted for this season. Um, Other tasks that you need to be doing right now. If you are in a place where you still have some winter left, you can be doing winter sowing now. Um, I did it last year, and I think winter sowing is kind of tricky in the South because we get so many warm, cold days. So I think the whole greenhouse effect will maybe make things sprout a little bit too soon, and then when we get another cold, it might stunt the growth. So, anyways, but if you do have a few more weeks, um, winter sowing. Also, you can be planning your garden, going through your seed inventory, making sure you have everything that you need for the season, making final decisions on the things that you're going to be planting this season, um, putting seeds in the freezer, or setting them outside if they haven't been cold stratified and they need to be. Those are some of the things that you could be working on right now. Um, and also, if you're down here and you have fruit trees, certain fruit trees need to be sprayed with anti-fungus or fungicide or whatever that's called. I think it's copper. It's copper. Sprayed for that um, in the dormant season, and then they also need to be sprayed for um, insects, certain ones, not all of them, for insects. And so check to see what you're growing and see, because you don't want to get a really nice crop of fruit that's totally infested with an insect where none of them are salvageable. That would be horrible. So check to see what trees you're growing and if any of them do require something to protect them from insects. I don't know which ones because I just don't know which ones. But anyways, um, yeah, and so that's where I am in my garden. I did some up potting, some things. I potted up some new plants. I finished my plan for what I'm going to grow this season and what I'm not going to grow this season. I picked out seeds to be dropped over the next couple of weeks as we get into the growing season. And I picked out the seeds that I need to start inside. So that's kind of where the status is of my garden. right now. Um, this weather has been crazy. It was like last week, one day it was like 80 degrees, or in the 80s, not 80 degrees, but actually in the 80s. And that was weird because today it's in the, well, it's 38 degrees right now. So yeah, it's in the 40s. Um, I must not be thinking. 37 degrees, and the wind is blowing from the south southwest. At yeah, I think we can do that. Oh well. Yeah, that part. Um, and projects, crochet projects. Um, I went to Joann's. Do you guys crochet? Do you do crafts of any kind? Joann's is closing. I haven't seen it in the news that says they're closing, but I think Joann's is going to be closing. Hey, 755 Media, how you doing? But if any of you guys are crafters, artists that can get supplies, I don't cake decorating, sewing, whatever you do, and you can get supplies from Joann's. You might want to go over there and see if the entire store is 20% off, I think. And on top of that, they have sales on top of that. So they have a sign on the door that says all sales are final. So I definitely think, oh, yes, I did. I did. I'm trying to remember where I put it. I did receive it. Yes, I did. But if you're a crafter or an artist or any of those things and you can get supplies at Joann's, you might want to check it out because I think the store is going to be closing and they're going to be having discounts on their whole inventory, the whole store. Um, I went over there today. I picked up some yarn and I picked up some more yarn and then I put back some yarn and then I picked up some more. Anyway, no. 755 Media. Um, um, you told us from the beginning that it was going to take a while. That's no problem. But yes, I did get it, and I meant to send you. I thought I sent you an email letting you know that I got it. Maybe I didn't. Uh-huh. I thought I did because I often wonder when I'm sending things out to people whether they ever get it or not. So I try to let people know when things come in. Okay, what was I saying? Oh, Joann's. Joann's is closing. And if you look, sew or craft or any of the things, do art or any of the things, they do have a lot of different supplies for that. So exactly. The entire store is 20% off, and then there's on top of that sales throughout the store. And I went over there today and I got some yarn. It took me a minute to figure out what I wanted to do, but I did pretty good. I didn't just buy up yarn, the kinds I like the best. I didn't just do that, and I didn't even go and look at fabric or anything like that. I should have, but I didn't. Um, I have two projects that are coming up. One for each of my sons, requests that they made, and so I wanted to get the yarn for that, and I think I was able to get all of the yarn for no. all of the yarn from one of the projects, and no, I don't know. I was thinking I had gotten all of the yarn for one of the projects, but I'm not sure how much yarn that one's going to take. But and I know the other one I may not have enough yarn for, but I have yarn that I already had that goes well with that project. So I think I'm going to have enough yarn for both of the projects. Um, Both of them are things that I've never done before. They're both blankets. They're just blankets, but both of them are patterns that I've never done before. So there's that. But both of them also very simple patterns. So there's that. I don't think it's going to take me that long to get them done. But hey, it's almost summertime here, so I have a whole, I have a whole, 9 months before it's winter again, right? Bella, I wish you would stop. You want to go outside? You can go outside. Yes, you can. Um, hmm I don't know if it's all Joann's or not my Renaissance Grandma. I'm just saying that the one in our area, when I went there today because of the President's Day sale. They had some of the yarn that I needed for my projects on the sale. And so I went, but when I got to the door, it says entire store 20% off. And it says all sales are final. And it has a big old thing up there about gift cards. If you have gift cards that can be redeemed, um, here, or how this way, and they have dates and stuff on it. So I'm assuming that store is going out. If all sales are final, yeah, I'm assuming it may not be. They may just cut down a lot, but and if there's like another one within 20 minutes of here, another one within 45 minutes of here, and then another one again within an hour and a half of here. So I don't know if all of those are closed or just, what. I don't know. Like I said, I haven't seen it in the news anywhere, but that sign on the door was like, they're not planning on being here for no refunds or exchanges. So yeah. And honestly, I may drive over to the one that's about 20 miles from here. I may drive over there one day this week and see what they got and maybe pick up some things. Um, I'm gonna be real upset if they shut down because I don't shop at Hobby Lobby, and Michaels. I mean, I don't mind shopping at Michaels, but they just don't have the selection. So yeah, that part. So I'm just not happy about it. So, and because I don't shop at Hobby Lobby, um, I see I'll be probably be buying a lot of my yarn online, or buying a lot less yarn. Excuse me. Okay, okay, you're okay. So hey, LGGG love, how you doing? I was just talking about Joann, clothes and how sad that'll make me. It'll be very inconvenient. But you know what? There's sometimes things need to be inconvenient for things to change. So there's that. But I know what I'm not gonna do. I'm not gonna go and spend any money at Hobby Lobby. They can close Joann's and Michael's, and I won't be spending money at Hobby Lobby. I know enough people in the crochet community that I could probably order from people I know. Yeah. I think the one in my town is closing. By you, sugar. How you doing? Sugar, 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 sugar. I'm doing pretty good. Like I said, I was said earlier, I, I ain't no need to complaining. I'm all right. I've been better, I've been worse, but I'm all right. Yeah. There was something else I wanted to talk about. Um, how are you guys doing with your goal setting and your plans for this year? Are you making steps towards those things that you s- talked about earlier in January about those things that you wanted to get done? Are you? Where are you? I'm getting some things done slowly. Some things are just not going to get done. And I'm okay with that. I have definitely gone back over some of the plans that I made from the beginning of the year and revised them and adjusted them, just based on the day to day. Um, but there are some things that I had planned to do, and I just said, you know what, I just don't feel like comfortable doing that right now. So, yeah, I'm behind, throwing down on my going down on the list. Yeah, I like having a list. It seems like having a list to me, um, it helps to keep me focused. Thanks for checking on our goals. I hadn't stopped in to think about it now, but I'm making progress. Yeah, it's important to that's a great comment. It's important to check in from time to time because if you don't check in, you don't know where you are and you don't give yourself credit for what you've done. That's one of the best things about goal setting and accomplishing your goals. When you write it down, when you make a plan, when you take steps to get there, and then you can check off that step, you can say, I did that. I did that. I did that. So checking it off is a big deal. Check it off. Show it accomplished. Put a star. You know what I'm saying? Colored in your favorite color because you can check that off. You did that. And every step gets you closer and closer to accomplishing your goals. Even if you change course, changing course is not a fail. Changing course and changing directions, that all that means is that you have focused in on your site. So you were big picturing it. Now we're getting down to the nitty gritty. Now we're getting down to the now we're getting down to the details, and you're gonna close that in and close that in, and you can see that the details, you know, is what it gets. The details is what gets things done. The little step by step gets things done. And I'm gonna leave that right there. Hold on just a second, y'all. Let Bella outside. She's bound and determined that she wants to go outside. So let me see. Let her go. I'm coming. I'm moving slow, y'all, today. Come on, Bella. And she moving slow. She waited until I got up to decide that she needed to have a drink of water before she went outside. Bella. Let me see. Let me do that. y'all. I'm almost back. All right. Bella, don't step on my feet. Yeah. Yeah. Anyways, so she ain't gonna want to be out there but a minute. Whew. Something got up my nose. Mhm. I check one thing off and add two more. That's okay. Look, checking off and adding doesn't matter because some things are going to get crossed off too. Sometimes you're going to add stuff on the list, and then upon reflection, you're going to say, you know what, I really don't want to do that. You're going to strike it right out, and you may add something else on. That's okay. What's not okay is not checking things off and telling yourself that you did that. That what a great job you did, because that's the important part is celebrating your wins. Have I been juicing? I don't juice. Now, okay. Here's why I don't juice. Juicing will affect my blood sugar too much. It concentrates too much of the sugars in the fruits and vegetables in it, and you don't get um. So let me see. So for example, if you juice um oranges, apples, celery, and carrots, and ginger, whatever. If you normally eat an orange, um, in order to not go over your carb limit on your oranges, you would only eat a small orange or one half of orange in a serving. Okay, so you say one small orange or a half of a large orange. I'm gonna juice that. Okay, and if you were gonna juice, say, um, carrots. Normally, if you were gonna eat carrots, you may not eat more than one or two medium-sized carrots in a serving, right? So we're gonna juice that 2 carrots, right? Same goes with what was the other thing I said we were gonna put in there? Apple. But apple is a small apple is a serving, or maybe a half of a large, or anyway, small medium apple. So you're gonna juice the apple. You're gonna throw an apple in there, right? And then what was the other thing? Orange, apple, um, carrot, celery. Celery. What's the serving? Maybe one stalk, maybe 2 stalks of celery. It's a serving. You put that in there. Now you put all of that in there. You put all of it in there, the juice, and you know what you got? This much juice. Because once you take all the fiber out, you got this much fiber, you got this much juice. Once you take all the fiber out, that's all you got left. And that's a serving. But when we juice, what do? We make it this much. That's one, two, three, whatever. I'm not counting those because those are just a hypothetical. But what I'm saying is instead of drinking that much, which would have been a serving, we're drinking this much when we juice. Okay, you just concentrated a whole bunch of carbs and sugars into one serving. But that's more than one serving. So that's why I don't juice. I say I come out better to just eat a serving of fruit or eat a serving of the vegetables. Now, on occasion, I will juice celery or cucumbers and carrots because I like them. And they're low carb anyway. Yeah, celery juice is really good. Um, but if you want to get I mean, That's the reason I don't juice. But there's reasons to juice because it does concentrate a lot of nutrients. It packs a lot of nutrients into a small amount. But remember, when you start juicing, your serving size should not be 12, 10 ounces. It probably should be closer to 4 or 6 ounces for the serving of the juice. Um, if you're concerned about the sugars. In there. If you're not concerned about the sugars, do you, boo? But I have to be concerned about the sugars. And then the other problem with that is once you juice it and you drink that, because you don't have the fiber that goes along with it. Okay, the fruit is. I'm going to say this because this is my perspective. The fruit is perfectly formed and it's perfectly packaged. If you eat the whole fruit the way it comes to you, then you get the balances, the pluses and the minuses, balance them out. But if you take out part of it and eat it, then maybe the pluses and the minuses part of that was in the part that you took away, and you don't get it, and it can cause an imbalance. You see what I'm saying? Good night, cruising is fun. Okay, I'm sorry. I feel like I went down a real big rabbit hole. Um, but it's like eating egg whites only and not eating the yolk. Don't The yolk and the whites is a perfect it's a perfect balance. But then when you take one and not the other, I don't know what I'm saying. I don't know what I'm saying. Don't listen to me. But anyway, I like green juice too, but most of the time when people do green juice, well, I don't know. When some people do green juice, they'll do like spinach and then or kale or something like that. Um, or green powder. Sometimes they'll do a green powder. They'll just do and then they'll put like apple juice or pineapple juice or something like that to blend with it, or they'll throw in bananas or dates or da 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 da. And it's like, okay, it's a green smoothie, but you just added a bunch of carbs to it. And I do that. I mean, don't get me wrong, I do that. When I make a green smoothie, I'll use sometimes up to 4 cups of spinach. I don't do that anymore, and there's a reason for that. But and I might add some frozen fruit of whatever kind, and a couple of dates or half a banana to sweeten it up. Yep. I try to make it 3/4 green. Um, um, And I like smoothies because you get the fiber in smoothies when you do your smoothies. You can do blah 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 blah. I can't speak. I like doing smoothies because you don't take the fiber out. But yeah, you can do green juices too. Like I like celery and cucumbers. They make really great juices. But anywho, um, I was gonna ask y'all a question. I forgot what it was. It'll come back to me later or not. Good night, cruising. Have a good evening. Oh, what was else? Okay, so that was gardening, and that was the whole Joanne's thing. Well, Bella, no, she's on a cable. She's on a cable, and I have her right here on camera. I can see her. Thanks to GT Junior, I've got my cameras up and they're working well, and I love it. But no, she won't run away because she's on a cable. Um, and even if she wasn't on the cable, she's funny. Bella likes to run in the neighborhood, so if I let her go, she'll find a way to dig out of the backyard. I've got a fence, but she'll find a way to dig out. She's got a couple spots that she goes back to, and I keep trying to fill them up, and she keeps eating the dirt and getting out again. But anyways, she'll get out and she'll run around the neighborhood. She'll run a couple streets up and a couple streets back and go through some people's yards and stuff and run and run and run and run, and then she'll come back to the front door and sit down. She won't even bark. She'll just lay out there. I'll go, I wonder if Bella's back yet. And then I'll go out there and she'll be just laying there. I'll open the door. She'll come on in. But she, likes to she has her perimeter that she has to check out. So she runs her perimeter and make sure everything within her perimeter is the way it's supposed to be. Sniff out all the smells, and then she'll come right back to the front door and sit down. And whenever I open the door, she'll come on in the house as if she went nowhere. So I don't mind it so much at night because there's not very much traffic in this area. I mean, not very. I mean, it's just neighborhood traffic anyway, but it's not much at night. It's hardly a car goes by every now and again. But during the daytime, there's a lot of traffic, and there's a lot of teenage drivers too. And so it's like I I can't let her. You know, I got to make sure I hang on tight. During the daytime. She got away well, she kind of got away the other day. We went outside the other day and I was outside and I was holding on to her and I heard something and we both looked up to see what it was. And she looked up and then she jumped and ran, barking her head off. And it was Jess, the neighbor. My next door neighbor was in his backyard, um, trimming up some vines and, cutting some that decorative grass or whatever. And so he had something going that was making some noise and there was voices. And she heard it and it was like unusual because we hardly hear peep out of that neighbor. And so she jumped over there and started barking. I mean, ran toward the fence and started barking and then started trying to find a spot to dig under. She was just going up and down. She was sniffing and sniffing up and down that line of the fence, trying to find a spot that was just big enough that she could stick her head under because she'll turn sideways and she can get her head in sideways. She'll get the rest of her body through the tiniest of holes. And so she was looking and looking. And she was so intent on trying to find a spot that she could get under that fence that I snuck up behind her and grabbed her by her legs. And she was like, she didn't even hear me. Well, I mean, she can't hear that well anyway, but she didn't even hear me getting up that close to her. Excuse me. Don't eat popcorn and think you can talk. Anyways, but yeah, so I grabbed her. Once I got a hold of her collar, I was able to pull her out. She was under my muscadine. She was all tangled up in there. She was like, I had one arm over one and one arm under another, and she was got her head wrapped around. It was like, how in the anyways, it was her effort to not get caught. But she got caught anyways. And she just barked and barked her little head off at the neighbors. I'm like, they ain't do nothing to you. They over in their yard doing their own thing. I thought it was the popcorn you was eating earlier before I popped in. Yeah, it's popcorn. I have it here because I wanted something to munch on, but there you go. Let's have some popcorn on the plate. I wanted something to munch on, but I didn't want anything substantial, And so I was munching on popcorn. But see, then you try to talk, and popcorn is light. And it'll, yeah, anyways, choking. Anyways, but yeah. Okay, so I wanted to ask y'all a question. I know some of you guys that are in here are gardeners. So my question for you, and this is a question because I'm curious. No other reason than I'm curious, and I wonder if you're curious. Okay. Oh my goodness. Here, here, have some. You want some? Here you go. Psych. um, There's some more in the kitchen. If you want some, I'll make you some. Okay, I'll make some just for you. You want me to flavor it? I have maple, cinnamon, honey, and honey butter. I can flavor it. Or what is that? Cajun. I can do Cajun seasoning if you want that. So yeah. Do y'all put season salt, Tony Chachere's or whatever it's called, or any of that stuff on your popcorn sometimes? I have a friend who does. It's okay. It's not my it's not my jam, but it's okay. I can eat it that way. Um, Even with just like Lowry seasoned salt on it. Um, but I don't. I buy the loose kernels and I pop them myself, and I just use a little bit of salt. What's that salt called? Real salt. Yep, I do, and I dip it in nacho cheese. Okay, that's good. Yeah. When I was a kid, my dad used to make us popcorn. Let me put a pin right there. Uh, when I was a kid, my dad used to make us popcorn sometimes, and he would flavor it like with molasses, or maple syrup, or cinnamon sugar, all kinds of flavors, and lemon pepper seasoning. Yep, yep. It's interesting. Um, a lot of people, most people here we eat our popcorn with butter, salt and butter, or seasoning, and it's more of a salty snack. In Europe, almost all the popcorn sweet. You have to get American style salty popcorn to get salted popcorn instead of sweet popcorn. It's almost all sweet, and it's not flavored sweet. It's just popcorn that's been sweetened, which is kind of weird to me. I mean, yeah, it's kind of weird. But sometimes you can find American style butter flavored popcorn or something, or American style salted popcorn um, there. But for the most part, if you just say popcorn, you're gonna get sweet popcorn. Okay, I put a pin in that because I was gonna ask you guys about your garden. Um, and this is a question that, like I said, I'm just curious about. I was thinking about it because I've been on TikTok here the a little bit and following some farmers. Hey, Diversity Love. Yeah. How you doing? Yeah. See, I was surprised it had sugar on it. Exactly. Um, um, is your garden a farm? The answer is yes. Is your garden a farm? The answer is yes. Your garden is a farm. The other question is your farm farm um a homestead? Depends on the state you're in. It might be. It probably is, but depends on the state. Some states don't have the um, homestead on their book. Um, and the third question I have is your garden, farm, homestead, or you, or are you um, a business? Is your farm a business, or is your brand a business? So those are questions that I was asking. And the reason I was asking those questions is because I've been looking into what would it take to make my garden a business, and what are the steps to go through to do that, and what are the requirements, um, that I have to, what requirements do I have to make my garden a farm? Um, and from what I found is relatively easy, but the problem was I keep making it really complicated, and I'm trying to figure out why. Why am I making this so complicated? Because I'm like, well, if it's a business, I don't have any background in that. I don't have any education in that. I don't have any experience in that. I don't know what I have to do. What if I do it wrong? What if I do something wrong? What kind of liability is there for that? Anyways, those are just some questions that I had that I thought I would share with the group tonight. Feel free to jump in the conversation in any way, or to not, about, how you think. Do you think about those kinds of things? What do you think about those kinds of things? Where did you go to get answers to your questions? Those kinds of things. I have been, ooh, Parmesan cheese. Yeah. Y'all got me thinking about flavored popcorn, but I'm doing plain with real salt. But anyways, those are the questions I was asking. I was thinking about, my brand is a business, and I'm working on making my garden a business. Okay. Two separate businesses, or are they going to be combined? Oh, Bella's barking. Um, And I know my Renaissance grandma has a business that she runs. And she has a brand and a business, I think. Um, yeah, I'm not a business, and I keep thinking about it. The other question I have for the people who are businesses and are and have YouTube channels, is your YouTube channel a brand account, or is it an individual account? And you don't have to. I'm sorry, Baya. I thank you for answering the questions. You don't have to answer the questions. I mean, it's none of my business, and nobody else's either. If you want to share, that's great too, because I love to know the answer. But I'm not asking questions for people to tell me their business. I'm asking questions so that people will think about those questions, and ask themselves, well, if I'm not a brand, do I want to be a brand? If my garden can be a farm and a business, do I want it to be a farm and a business? What are the advantages and disadvantages of me having it as a farm, or as a farm and as a business? That kind of thing. And I because I don't know what the advantages and disadvantages are. I've been asking a lot of questions about this, and you can be a farm too. 755 Media. Um, there was one lady who went to her state and filled state ag, and filled out the paperwork to be a farm. She has 400 square feet is what her farm is. 400 square feet. And it's a farm. It's designated a farm in the state that she lives in. I forget what state it was, but yeah, I think she's in Georgia. But yeah, and then once it's a farm and you have farm designation on those however many acres, there are some benefits to that. I don't know what they are. That's the problem that I have. I know that I can do these things. Yeah, I have a rental business. Oh, okay. I don't. It's one of those things that for my entire life it has felt too hard. Years ago, I took classes at a local HBCU, and they offered free classes in their SBA and gained knowledge. Then recently, I joined 10 and got more information. I need to join 10. I keep saying I need to join 10. If you have a farm, you get a license, and depending on the square foot, some states do inspections, but on the other hand, you may still qualify for funding from the Department of Agriculture. Thank you, Diversity Love. See, my urban garden is a LLC to make business after I retire. Okay, LTG. G, love, I sent you my book in your email. Thank you, Diversity Love. I appreciate that. Yeah, I need to join 10. I keep saying I'm going to do that because I need to learn some things about this. Do I really want to do this? I almost I'm almost jumped right in January 1st and did everything. And then I said, wait a minute, do I really want to do this? Because here's the biggest problem that I have, y'all, and I've told you this before. The biggest problem that I have is I'm retired. I'm glad to be retired. I want to be retired. I don't really want to work. And so anytime you have a business and you're working for yourself, you work twice as hard because you work 24/7. When you're not working and the business not being done. So you end up working a lot for yourself when you work. And so that's why I'm thinking long and hard about it. But I also want to be knowledgeable about it. Y'all hear about Bella barking, don't you? Yeah. I want to be knowledgeable about it. I want to make a decision um, with information and not just a decision out of feelings. Now, I want my feelings and the information to not be in conflict, but I would like the information to base it on. And so that's why I'm asking the questions. It's like I have to step up my game because I need to educate myself about these ever changing laws. Yeah, that's the other thing too. I love to keep busy. I want land for farming for my next jump. I actually really want to get some land, and I was thinking seriously about just going ahead and jumping into doing that. But the problem that I have with that, y'all see, there's always, for me, it's always the weighing, the balance. Where's the balance? Is there a balance? I don't care if it's not, exactly, yeah. But anyways, um, but that's how I think. That's exactly how I think. I think, oh, I want to do this, but that. Oh, I want to do this, but that. And usually the buts are if it's something I really want to do, then the buts don't outweigh it, and I ended up doing it. But on some things where I'm unsure about, then I kind of talk myself out of it. But let's see, I already got sidetracked. um, yeah. Have to step up my game because I need to educate myself about the ever changing laws. Yeah, and that's fair. And that's the other thing. When I was working, that's one of the things that I had to do is to keep up with the laws and to make sure that the things that we were doing were in compliance with the law, and then to convince the people who were making the decisions to make the decisions that were compliant with the law as well. And yeah, I'm retired. Please go get my puppy so I can say, okay, I'll be right back, y'all. Bella wants to not come in. She doesn't want to come in. She just wants me to come to the door and stand there so she can see that I'm still in the house. And then she's going to run. She's going to run away from me. She's going to come walking like she wants to come in. Then she's going to run away, and I'm going to have to go and get her and bring her in. She's not going to come in because she wants to come in. Okay, I'm just saying. I'm here. Don't you walk away. Don't walk away. Do not. She's still outside. Oh, she's still outside. She ran. 755 Media, good night. She ran. Anyways, my brand right now focuses on educating about gardening. I'm working to evolve to getting more land, grow herbs and foods for medicinal purposes. Okay. Good night, sweet Bella. FR always acting like she in control. We know it's Bella. I'm like, y'all right. Yes. That is great. You hear her. You hear her. She ran. All she wanted me to do is come out there and play with her. And it's like, but Bella, honey, darling, I'm gonna go get her in a minute. But anyway, yeah, I do. I think it's a great idea by you, and I think that's another part of my problem. I really don't know what I want to do. I mean, I want to grow. I want to make videos about growing, um, and eventually, I want to be able to produce enough food to donate to, like a food pantry or something like that. Um, so um, I'm hoping that even if it's, even, down, if it's down the line when my fruit trees start to producing more, you um, regularly. But yeah, but other than that, I'm not really interested in selling. I'm not really interested in selling. So maybe I should form a nonprofit. One of my coworkers formed a nonprofit a few years ago, and she's doing really well with that. Um, I heard the different tone of voice you use. She just disregarded your request. She's had fun. Yes, she is. You're doing it now. You're teaching, and that's the business. Yes, it is. And that I can continue to do. Um, but is it really a business? Yeah. Does the business have to make money? Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, I think there's some laws about how many years you can be in business and losing money. But anyways, yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I don't know all of those things. I don't know any of those things. And so I'm trying to educate myself and figure out, um, what are the next steps that I want to take. And that's been my short term goal for one of my short term goals for this year is to really dig into that whole. Um, do I want to run a business type um, situation here, especially since I got monetized. I am monetized now over here um, on YT, and just newly monetized, and yeah, that part. Um, so I need to figure out, what is this going to be even? This is a personal channel right now. I was thinking about migrating it to uh, um, a brand account. I don't know the pros and cons of doing that. I think there's probably pros and cons of doing that. I think you lose some things when you migrate a channel, but I didn't set it up as a brand account in the beginning, and so maybe I need to do that now. Or maybe I don't. Maybe it doesn't matter if it's a brand account or not. I don't know. That I got homework. So that doesn't have to be monetary profit, but you can profit in other ways. Yeah, that's true too. There are other ways of profit. So, but yeah, that's like I said, that's one of my short term goals for this year. Is to figure out that stuff and how it works, and then get closer toward making a decision about which way I want to go, because I don't want to just jump at it the wrong way and um, end up being one of the statistics. So yeah, that. But thank y'all so much. I am three away from 500 and 1,500 watch hours. Not even trying to monetize. Just enjoying chatting with you guys. Yeah, yeah. You know what? It grows kind of crazy. I went from, it took me forever and a day to get to 500, but I went from 600 to 1,000 in like 3 days. Literally, like 3 days. And I don't know. I didn't do anything different. I wasn't doing anything, absolutely nothing different. And all of a sudden, boom, there it was. And I had 1,000 followers, and I didn't have hardly any watch hours at the time. So it took me a long time to build up my watch hours after that. Um, but it's crazy. It is absolutely crazy. Your voice is so soothing. Thank you. I appreciate that. I don't. I don't want there to be. I mean, I want my channel to be a place where people can come and they can hang out and they can do whatever they're doing. I mean, if you're cleaning in your house, or you're crocheting or sewing or knitting or coloring in your coloring book, I don't care. Where if you can sit down and listen to what I have to say and maybe glean something, get some information out of it, get an idea out of it, or verify something. If there's something positive that you can get out of it, then that's great. And then I've achieved my purpose, because that's really all I want to do is come and hang out with my friends and have some conversation, and reach out when I have questions, and answer questions when you have questions. My hometown nonprofit doesn't gain money for the business itself, but we get other businesses to donate their time, services, and products for the community to benefit. Yeah, that's how my friend's nonprofit works. Um, she gets grants, and she gets businesses to donate to all kinds of things. In fact, we were still working, and she said, "Would you paint a picture for me for my business?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure. What are you going to do with it?" And she says, "I'm going to donate it to," and she had picked somebody, a local charity here in town that was doing some remodeling, and they needed some paintings to decorate and everything. And I was like, "Sure." But she'll ask people to do something like that, and it may be a donation. It's called the Rack Up Foundation. Random acts of kindness is what she does, and it may be to an individual, it may be to an organization, um, whatever. Um, she will do something for somebody um, who needs it, and that's her whole business model. But it's a nonprofit, and it's doing pretty well. She's doing a lot of good in town. You keep seeing her in the news. It's like, oops, she's good again. Okay, let me see if she really wants to come in this time. I'll be right back. Um, she acting like she really want to come in this time. All right, guys. I'm sorry about that, but she actually came in this time, so that's great. Okay, that sounds amazing. We receive money from our local government to provide summer camps, fun days, etc. We even got funding to do the community garden. That is amazing. You're right. That is cool. I think there's a community garden around here somewhere. I learned so much from being a member. Yeah, yeah. Oh, it's cold outside. Yeah, it is. Get somewhere to sit down. She's like, but I smell popcorn. Yeah. Anyways, so those were just some of the questions that I had, and I thank y'all for contributing to the conversation. Um, there's a lot I have to learn, um, and I just don't want to rush into anything. Although, yeah, I just don't want to rush into anything. I was here lately, the last few days, I've been thinking about um, getting a piece of land that I can have some chickens and stuff on. Yeah, she's in. She came in. She's right now. She's circling the table, doing her laps around the table. Uh, she'll sit down here in a little bit. She usually does a couple of times around my little coffee table here, well, big coffee table here, and then she'll. Okay, there she goes. She'll sit up beside me. You gonna say hey to the people? Yeah, no. You're not getting no. I know you smell the popcorn. You're not getting none. And she sat down. She's like, I can see it. I can smell it. Why can't I have some? Because she has some already. Stop now. You're not getting none. She's like, I see it. It's right there. But yeah, yeah. You can sit down. You can sit down. Anyway, so yeah. I've been sitting here thinking about um, like I did a video this week and I need to edit it and get it up. But I've been thinking about um, what kind of videos do people want to see? What do people what is it people want to what do you want to know? What have I got going on that you want to see? And the things I do the same kinds of videos all the time. I do gardening videos and then I do cooking videos, and then sometimes I'll do something crochet related, and I might do like a little short or something crochet related. But like today, I was like, oh well, I went to Joann's and I thought I should film while I'm here. I should go ahead and put the signs up and what the store looks like. The store looks regular. It's not really any you know gaping holes or anything like that where things are out of stock or anything like that. None of that yet. Just the signs with percentages now. And then I thought, I just need to get in here and get out of here. You know, and it's the same thing. Like I was in Costco today and I was picking up, just some regular groceries, and I thought, oh, I should film while I'm in here. Does anybody want to see, me grocery shopping? And the kinds of choices that I make, grocery shopping or whatever. And I was like, yeah, let me just get in here and get out of here. Um, that's more of a that has more to do with my energy level than anything else. When I leave the house, I have about a 2 hour window to get everything done, or I'm just done for. It's like I just gotta go home because I can't stand to be out any longer than that. Now I really can, but that's just my comfort zone. And so um, then when I'm out there, I don't want any distractions. I have to be efficient. I've got to um, get things done in a timely manner, and no distractions or anything like that. Get it done, get home. And um and so that just doesn't lead me to wanting to um film. So yeah, that part. But still, if that's the kind of things that people want to see, yeah, I can do that. I can do that. I got, and then you came home and come home and you put away your groceries, and so does anybody want to see me putting away my groceries? It's like, well, maybe somebody wants to see me putting away my groceries, but I was breaking down. I bought some ground beef, like six or 7 pounds. I forget how much it was altogether. She's laying on my arm, so I'm crooked now. But like, and I broke that down into 1 pound, 1.5 pound packages, and um, vacuum sealed those flat and stuck them in the freezer. And I bought a couple of some other bigger items that I had to break down into smaller packages to store and everything. And it's like, does people want to see videos like that? Because maybe there's like, and so I mean, it's I ask myself the question all the time: should I film this? Should I film this? But most of the time, sometimes I'll film it and never edit it. But most of the time, it's like, yeah, no, I just want to get this done. I know. I just want to get this done because everybody here knows if you're doing something for the camera, it's going to take you 4 times as long to get it done. I mean, like even the other day, and I was potting up some plants, right? It's like, we knows and we want to see. I was potting up some plants the other day, and literally, just as I got ready to start, potting up the first plant, my battery dies. I mean, I should have anticipated this, but no, I didn't plan it in advance. It was like, oh, let me go get this done. It's like, oh, yeah, I might as well go ahead and set the tripod up and film this. Well, yeah, I, yeah. Anyway, so my battery dies. And so I have absolutely no footage of me potting up the plants because I wasn't going to stop doing the job to charge the battery so I could film me doing the job. I needed to get the job done, so I got the job done. And so so you guys get to see the after. So yeah, next time I pot up some plants, I'll film that. It's like, yeah, we want to see. We want to see. But that's the thing. And then it's like, okay, let me go and plug the phone in, and let me go and da da da. Let me go ahead and do this, and then by the time the phone is charged up, it's dark. It's dark. So I would have actually not gotten it done that day, um, if I had waited to charge the phone. And the thing is, yeah, better planning. Better planning. That's what I need. Bella, honey, you're gonna have to get off my arm. But yeah. My Renaissance grandma. I do a lot of videos last minute as I be working. I think, oh, let me share this. Yeah, I feel like that too. It will take longer, and that's why I go live because I don't like editing. Yeah, 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 yeah. And it's funny because I thought, well, I could go live in the kitchen and put up this food while I'm live, and I said, no, let me go ahead and get it done before I get the good into the live. So yeah, so yeah. And I am a minimalist when it comes to editing. Um, Most of the videos I take are one shot. I take one shot, and it may be a long shot, but most of the time I'll take probably about um, 30 minutes of continuous filming, and I usually edit that to around 12 minutes. So but it's only one shot. It's like I don't go back and, oh, that didn't come out right. Let's do it again. That no, no, you guys get it pretty much raw and unedited. And so, um, like I said, I'm minimal editing. I did an interesting video on avocado today. I've got some avocado seeds, so I got to watch that video because I'm sure you're going to tell me what to do with them. I've heard some things. Um, so yeah, I want to make a the other avocado thing I wanted to see how easily I get diverted. You did that on purpose, didn't you, my Renaissance grandma? Yeah, I was. Where was I? I don't know. I was thinking about something the other day when you talked about avocados. I was thinking about something the other day, and it was like, do you want sliced avocado or do you want what was the other one? Avocado spread, and I'm like, I don't want no spread. I want slices. I don't know what you're gonna put in it. Anyways, yeah, you did do it on purpose. You knew I was gonna get diverted easily. I'm easily diverted. So, just a distraction. Yep, squirrel, squirrel. Yeah. Anywho, I do over when editing in my mind too much. Always get ideas, so it's a long, interesting, yeah. I don't mind editing, and I've had better editors, and when I had better editors I edited more because it was more fun to do it because I had other options. I could do more things to it, and that was nice. But I'm using a real simple editor on my phone right now, so there's not a lot of, I mean, there's some things I can do to it, but it's like, yeah, it's not worth the effort. So yeah. um but yeah, that's the other thing. I don't mind as long as I have the capacity as far as my phone has the memory to hold it. I don't mind having a long video and then chopping it up into multiple videos or editing it down to a shorter video. I don't mind doing that. In fact, I might do some um, speed paints where I'll, record myself over maybe a 2 or 3 hour period of painting and then speed it up to, maybe till it's maybe 30 minutes. So you can see the whole process, but it's all sped up. And so I may do some of those when I get back to painting, but I'm not painting right now. I know that's the other thing too. Do you guys go through cycles of inspiration? I should call it cycles of inspiration. Like when I'm crafting, I don't craft all the time, and I don't do all the things all the time. So I don't craft like like um like crocheting. I haven't been crocheting in the last month or so. I started working on this blanket, and I would work on the blanket when I was here with you guys. But other than that, I wouldn't work on it. I wasn't, crocheting every day. Sometimes I crochet every single day. I'm working on multiple projects, but right now I'm in a lull, and I'm not doing a lot of crocheting. I did finish that blanket, and I'm getting ready to start a new project. But my question was, do you guys go through cycles like that, where you'll go through and you'll be doing something every day? You're like really intense doing it. You're doing it 18 hours a day, you're doing this thing. And then it'll go down to where you're doing it maybe once a day for a few minutes, or maybe not at all. And for months and months, you may not even pick it up or do anything with it. Do you guys do that? Because I do. I haven't painted since the last time I painted was in November when we were on the cruise. The last time I painted at home was the previous fall, when I painted the pumpkin picture. I think that's right. Yeah, it is the pumpkin picture. I haven't painted. And I love to paint. That's the other thing. I love to paint, and I have everything I need to paint. And I probably will go back to Joann's and buy some paints, depending on what they have, because yeah, they're on sale. But yeah, I do go through cycles. I started a pair of socks the other day, knitting, and I usually knit a pair of socks every year during the winter, but I didn't get it done. Um, and so it's like, so I have them started. They're started. Um, I don't know if I'll ever finish them. I think I will. I think I'll get myself to finish them, but I'm that way. Um, I'm right now. I'm still crocheting, even though I'm not crocheting every day. But I've got like I said, I got bought yarn for 2 projects, and I need to get those done pretty quickly. And so, yeah, she says I go through cycles. It's like my tomato is flowering. I'm excited to go through the process of having tomatoes grow in the house. Oh, yeah. Cool. I go through cycles. I learned knitting last summer and lost interest and just waiting for the itch to come back. Yeah. Yeah, that's another thing too. I like trying new things. I don't necessarily stick with them, but I like trying new things. And it's like, oh, yeah, that'll be fun. Oh, yeah, that'll be fun. Why don't I try this? Why don't I try that? So, yeah. Yeah, my tomato is flowering. Yeah, my WIG, no, last year, 2023, WIG 2023 tomato I planted, the geranium kiss, is blooming again, and it's loaded with it is loaded. It's got blooms and tomatoes on it. It's loaded with it in in the room, in the hydroponic in the room over there, and it's looking so good. And it's funny that I'm not a big tomato grower. I don't really. I'm not just big. I'm just not big on it for some reason. It's not my thing. It's just not my thing. Not that I don't like tomatoes. I love fresh homegrown tomatoes, but not growing them so much. I think it might be because when I really got back into gardening as an adult, what I started with is peppers and tomatoes, and I grew a lot, like lots, like maybe 50 each. 50 tomatoes and 50 peppers, all different. Actually, it was 48 peppers, whatever, that kind of thing. Um, but yeah, that tomato is it's full. It's full of tomatoes, and it still has some blooms on it too. And so it's nice. It's nice going through the process. It's nice growing um, food in your house, and herbs, medicinal herbs. I have some holy basil that. Okay, I have one, two, three, four holy basil pods with holy basil in it. The one that I planted last, not first, the one that I planted last is the biggest one, is doing the best, and it's crazy. It is absolutely crazy. The other ones are just kind of sitting there and growing just a little bit at a time, just a little bit at a time. Hey, Hugo, how are you? But yeah, they're just doing it. But that one is, I've harvested off of it twice, and it needs to be cut again. And so I'm going to harvest off it again. I have arthritis, so I can't eat the skin of tomatoes or the seeds due to arthritis. Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Sorry. I was thinking about something. See, I get on a tangent, but yeah. How you doing, Hugo Homestead? Thank you for coming in. It's good to see you. Ooh. But anyways, yeah, I do get on a like I go through cycles. Um, I really want to paint. I want to get back to painting, and I know that I will eventually. The other thing I want to do is make some wine. I haven't made any wine in a while, and I have everything I need to make it. So I just need to do it. I'm allergic to watermelon and avocado, but I love growing everything for the fun of it. Oh, okay. I have another. Yeah, yeah. I don't have any. I don't think I have any. I don't have any food allergies. Um, but there are certain things. There are certain things that I grow that I don't eat. Not lately, but I don't eat. Um, I don't eat a lot of greens. I grow greens every year, but I don't eat a lot of greens. I usually eat what I grow. But I'm just not a big green fan, so I only grow a little bit. Like I'll have a couple, three. Plants. I mean, I have more than that out there, but I plan for, 3 or 4. I may end up with 10 or 12, but that's it. I don't have like, hundreds of plants because I eat a lot of collards because I don't. I eat them like once or twice a year, and that's about it. Um, but I do grow them. Every now and then I will grow eggplant, which which I don't really care for. I can eat it, but I don't care for it. But I love growing it. Eggplant really gives. It's a giving plant. Yeah. And I think I will probably always grow lady cream peas and pink eye purple hull peas. I think I will always grow those. Only and I mean I can eat them. They're not my favorite. I can eat them, but only because that's a I think those are a true survival food. And that's what I was going to ask you guys. Do you guys have survival food seeds? Survival food seeds. And in a situation where you to had to grow um, food to sustain you and your family, um, do you have seeds for the kinds of foods that are reliable? And when I say reliable, I'm like, um, they're pretty much pest resistant, they're pretty much drought resistant, and they pretty much will give you food. Um, every time you grow them, you don't have to worry about having, grown it all the way through the cycle and then it not produce anything. And that's what I'm talking about when I'm talking about survival foods. Um, those foods that come through in a pinch. Um, and are the kinds of foods that you can grow enough of to feed your family. Um, so, I mean, you don't want to grow something that um, doesn't give you a lot of seeds, but every seed, um, but every seed you only get one harvest. You know, some things you get multiple harvests off of. There's some greens that you can pick and they continue to grow. You pick the lower leaves, the upper leaves continue to grow continuously, so you get multiple harvests off of it. But then there's some crops that you plant a seed and you get one. And and if they don't give a lot of seeds, then you have a problem. Now, carrots are kind of like that in that you plant a seed, you get a carrot, but carrots also can give you a lot of seeds. So that's the other part of it. But anyway, survival seeds, that's what I was talking about. Um, there are certain things that I plant in my garden every year or two. Yeah. Not every year because I don't really want a big harvest of it, but every year or two because I want some fresh seeds for it. Yeah. And so, um, are you guys planting items for survival seeds? Um, you, seeds don't last forever. I did a video speaking to seeds in your go bag. Yeah. Yeah. Seeds don't last forever. And so, um, when you're talking about surviving, you need to make sure you plant those seeds periodically to get more seeds. Yeah, exactly. I even slipped the survival seeds into a zip bag with oxygen absorbers. Exactly. And I hope you have a date on them as well. So when when you go into your bag and update things, you can put fresh seeds in there. Make sure you always have fresh seeds in there because you don't know when you're going to get to plant them, but the fresher they are when you put them in there, then the chances are they'll still be viable when you get around to planting them. But anyways, but that's something that came to mind today when I was when I was saying there's some things that I probably always will have as a purple hull pink eye purple whole peas and the lady cream peas. And the reason is because they give. Once you get them started, if you plant them someplace and you get them started, they're going to keep coming up. I've had them in my yard, in my grass coming up where, seeds have popped open, blah, 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 whatever. The seeds they keep in the soil. If they drop in the soil in your garden bed, I promise you something's going to pop up in there the next year. That is a sign. If I spoke on, I'm sorry, I'm sitting here reading with my mouth open. Listen, if I spoke on it and made a video on it and then you speak on it, that's a sign. Yeah, that's a sign. It's just something that came to me today that it's like, yeah, we need to make sure that we have our survival season. That, and as you're planning your garden, plan for space for planting plants for seed. So, and the thing about it, when you want a plant to seed, you stress it. You want a plant to seed, you stress it because that's how plants ensure their viability is by producing seed for the next generation. And when they're under stress situation, that's what they do. So if you're growing it for seed, then you think about it, treating it differently than you if you were growing it for harvest or whatever. So, but anyways, think about it. Make a plan about it. Make room for it, and plant some seeds for seeds. Drop some seed for seeds. Yeah. Okay. Oh, I can check. You said you sent it to my email. Oh, goodness gracious. Let me get to the right email. Oh, okay. I'll take a look at it. Sure will. I got it. Well, I got the link to it. Um, I'm gonna, I'll do it on I'll hit the link on my computer. Um, cause I won't read it on the phone. I'll read it on the computer. But yeah, I got it. I forgot what I was talking about. Oh, survival seeds. I don't know why that word's giving me fits today. It's just crazy. But anyways, so let's see. We did the garden talk, and we did the Joanne's talk, and then we talked about business, and then we talked about, oh, did y'all see Lisa J. Stocks? Um, Lisa J. Stocks premiere today on why Warren Buffett divested. Is that right? Divested from these particular stocks. I thought it was interesting. I didn't get to see the whole thing. I saw most of it, but I had to run out in the middle of it, so I'll catch it later. But thought it was interesting to see the moves that he is making right now, um, financially, and where his investments lie. And he took his money out of some, um, what are they called? Funds, overall, groups of funds. He took some money out of those and then he reinvested money into individual stocks. Now, some of the stocks were in the groups, but instead of investing in the fund, he invested in the individual stocks. I thought that was interesting. There was a couple of funds that he divested from. Is that the right word? Yeah, a fund is a group of stocks, right? Yeah. Okay. I'm trying to guess, is that the right word? Yeah. And so it was interesting. I don't follow the stocks that closely, so I'm not that much into it, but I keep an ear to it, um, just in case, to see if there are any red flags or anything like that. And so Um, yeah. Um, but if you didn't see that, had you heard about it? What do you think about it? Anyways, and one of the I was trying to remember one of the companies that he invested in individually was an alcohol company. And it was interesting to me, woo, Bella. It was interesting to me because I don't know the company, but I saw some of the brands that the company holds, and I never really thought about um, a company owning the multiple different brands. And this is kind of funny because it's not like I don't know what I'm trying to say. It's like the company held like I don't know, Budweiser, Coors, um, Sierra, somebody. So that's three different beers. Not those particularly. Okay. But just I'm just naming three different beers like those brands. And then three different gins, like, you know, I don't know, just y'all know three gins. I can't think of any names right now. And then three different vodkas. Right? This is just the way the it was. I don't know what the brands were. I don't remember what the brands were, but it was like but I never thought that there would be a company that owned these three. Okay. And these three and those that they would be owned by the same company. It's like saying, I don't know, this does the company that has um Smirnoff also own um I don't know, name Heineken. You know what I'm saying? I would have never thought that those two went together. Because can the company that owns Smirnoff own Heineken and own um I don't know, Jim Beam. I don't know. See, I don't even know. I can't even give a good example, but that's what I'm saying. That's what anyways, one of the stocks that he picked up was an alcohol stock and it had several brands. It had a beers in there and it had some other liquors and it had some other liquors in there. There was three in the same under the same brand name stock. That stock was sold as, anyways. No whole bar. Top beers, not the top line beers. Oh no. I don't know. See, I don't know what the top line of beers are. And so I don't know what the top line of anything is. I only know what I like, and I don't like beer. So there you go. Actually, I do like Purple Haze. It's a sour beer. I like sour beers. So, and it wasn't that company because I think that's a local independently owned company. Should we invest? I don't know. I don't give investment advice. I don't know anything about it. All I know is that I like to watch Lisa J. She does a really good job of explaining the thought processes behind some of the moves and things like that. I mean, when she starts talking about what Warren Buffett is doing, is she's done her research. But should we invest? Yes, you should invest. What you should invest in, I have no clue. You always should invest. Um, but I don't give advice on investments and stuff like that. Um, and especially now, things are just crazy right now. I don't know that any of the rules work anymore. I don't know that they ever worked, but I definitely don't know if they work anymore. So there's that. Bella, we're not going through that. Uh-uh. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. Something just fell. So yeah. But yeah, you should invest in what I don't know. That's another thing I was thinking. It's like I either need to invest in land or I need to and put some more money in the market. So that's going to be happening soon. I think soon. Um, but I think about that. It's interesting. Talking about there was one lady talking about the mistakes she made raising her kids, and then there was another lady who responded and said, "What you dream for your kids is not what your kids dream for themselves." And her example was, I have a beautiful farm in Colorado that my kids are not interested in. I was like, dang, I'm interested in it. I've never been to Colorado. I don't know anything about Colorado, and I know that they get really cold, so I don't really want to live in Colorado. But yeah, but it's true when it comes down to your children. And that's something that I had to learn a long time ago, and it was a hard lesson to learn. And when I say a long time ago, it wasn't even my kids, it was my niece and nephew who are closer to my age than they would be if they were my children. Um, and but I had to come to grips with the fact that what I dream for you, what I want for you, what I would love for you may not be what you want for yourself. And it's more important that you do the thing that you want for yourself than you do what the thing that I want for you. I don't want my children trying to live out my dreams. I want them to live out their dreams. I don't want my children doing the thing that they think that I want them to do. Them to do the thing that they want to do. My son came to me one day. He says, I played sports because I thought y'all wanted me to play sports. I could care less about sports. In fact, I mean, don't get me wrong. When I was a kid in high school, I watched the sport of the day, which was basketball for me. Both professional and college basketball, I watched it. I enjoyed it. It was entertainment. It was fun. It was blah 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 blah. And high school sports were a thing. Blah, 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 all that thing. But when it came down to my kids playing sport, my kids played sports because it was exercise. I put my son in swimming when he was 2 because he needed to know how to swim. I put him in gymnastics when he was 4 because he was turning cartwheels in the house and falling down and hurting himself. He needed to learn how to fall down. um, we all took taekwondo together because we all need to exercise. I need to exercise. They need to exercise. Let's go and take taekwondo. So I put my kids in sports. I put them in baseball because why not? It's summertime. They need something to do. Um, they'll make friends. They'll learn to work and on a team. Da, da, da. I put them in it. But the minute they said they didn't want to play no more, it was like, okay, all right. I mean, we didn't quit mid season, but if the beginning of the season came up and it's like, you guys want to play baseball, and they say no, it's like, oh, you sure you don't want to play? Yeah. Are you sure you don't want to play? Okay. You don't want to play? All right. You don't have to play, but you got to go to every practice your brother goes to because we go as a family. And so, yeah, you can go and play with your friends on the playground while he's at practice, but you still got to go. You got to go to all his games, but you don't have to play. You don't have to play. And so when they said they didn't want to play, they didn't have to play anymore. When they didn't want to go back to taekwondo, they didn't go back to taekwondo. They did other things, and I kept going because I wanted to keep going. So, anyways, that all said is that I never wanted them to be as active in sports as they um, were unless they want it to be. But it's funny because kids don't kids come up with ideas. What am I trying to say? Sometimes you come up, you draw a conclusion if you don't stop. Sometimes you draw a conclusion, but it's not based on the facts. It's based on what you believe to be true. And kids do that all the time. And that was what he believed to be true. He believed that we wanted him to play sports. Really and truly, it would have been better if he didn't. For as long as he did, because he played year round sports, and it takes a lot of time and effort on the whole family when you do something like that. And his brother played year round sports as well, and so yeah, it was a divide and conquer kind of situation. But that just goes to show that sometimes kids don't understand um, that you want them to have their own dream, and to pursue that. At least I do as a parent. I want my children to have their own dream, and I want them to pursue that dream. I don't want them to have to want something because I want it for them. A friend of mine, and I had this conversation because she was um, a world class skater, um, and she didn't want to be a skater. I mean, she loved skating, but she didn't want to be a competitive skater. And then her daughter, um, she didn't put her daughter in skating when she was young because she didn't want her daughter to go down that same path. But then when her daughter learned how to skate, she loved it. And she became a world class competitive skater, and she loved it. And she was saying, I never wanted to push my child into doing that because I was pushed into doing that. I was pushed into doing it. But here we are, full circle, and there's my child doing the thing um, that my mother pushed me to do, the thing that she didn't want to do. And what she wanted to do was to be a doctor, which is what she is. Um, and then, like, for her daughter, I don't know that she had any specific goals or anything that she wanted her daughter to do or be, other than what she wanted to be. And when her daughter decided she wanted to be, you know, a competitive skater, um, that's what she, you know, ended up doing. And she's really good. Yeah, she's really good and loves it. That's the biggest thing. She absolutely loves it. Um, and competitive skating is hard. I mean, a lot of things are, but that one, as far as the time commitment, getting up and going to practice first thing in the morning, and on all of the things, it's pretty amazing. Um, but anyway, so guys, it's coming up on 2 hours, and I'm back. I had to step away for a little while. No problem. I'm still here, but I'm getting ready. I think I'm going to shut it down. It's coming up on 2 hours. So I'm going to give it 5 more minutes, and then I think I'm going to shut it down. Um, it's been fun. It's been fun sitting here talking away and not crocheting. Did y'all notice? Yeah, GT Junior, where are you? um, but yeah, it's been. I'm not crocheting today, but I'm getting ready to start on a new project, and I'm excited for it because I've never done this before, and let me show you. I think I can show you the picture. I think I may have shown you the picture before, actually. It's called um, Bella Be Still. Um, let me see if I can make it bigger. Hold on. Okay. That's about as big as it's going to get. It's called 3D Illusion. It's called a 3D Illusion blanket. And so that's what I want to Hey GT Junior. 10 more minutes, please. Where you at? 10 more minutes. What are you talking about? Okay. Maybe 30. GT Junior, what are you doing? What are you doing? What are you working on? If you're working on something and you listening, then I can talk for another 30 minutes. Um, but anyways, so anyway, this is the blanket that's my next project. It's called a 3D illusion blanket. And I'm gonna be working on that. I don't have those exact colors, so I'm hoping it'll come out. I'm hoping it'll come out okay. Um, and I don't have the exact pattern, so I'm hoping it'll come out okay. So, if the colors that I have don't seem to work, then I'm definitely going to go over to the next town. Actually, one town up or one town down, probably both of them, to the Joann's to see if I can pick up some more yarn to do it. But yeah, it's kind of cool. I think it's a cool looking thing. My son saw a picture of it and he goes, "Mama, that would be fire if you could make that." And I was like, "Don't challenge me to a good time." It's a challenge, but it sounds like a good time. Most of the oh my goodness, its temperature is 31. Is that the same as it is here? No way. Ugh, wow, no, it's not 31 here. Oh, I believe you can make that. Like, yeah, I'm sure I can. I'm certain I can make it. I just, like I said, don't have an exact pattern. I have a couple of patterns that are similar to that. So I'm gonna be kind of freehanding, freestyling it. The thing that, like I said, the biggest thing is you have to get the right colors in there. Um, oh, what am I doing? What am I doing? GT. Yeah, Alaska is proving to us that we don't know we don't know anything about Alaska. um yeah, the Alaska is saying, yeah, no, you don't really know anything about us. We're not that cold. Um, look at look at Minneapolis. Look at Minnesota. They're cold. We're not really cold. It's 37 degrees here. The wind is blowing south southwest at 0 miles per hour. Well, I'm not going. No, I'm not. I'm not. Come here. Come here. Come right here. Sit down. Yeah. I don't understand how you guys survive being cold for so long. I can't stand it for one day. 2 days, I'm like, okay, I'm not ever getting out of bed. 3 days, I'm like, you better throw another quilt on. After a week, y'all gonna be going, is she under there? Is she in there? Because I just, I'm like, I'm never coming out. Never, ever coming out. When it's this cold and people work, I mean, they get out of the house, they go outside. Look, I went outside today. I had a sweater. So I had on a shirt and a sweater and this jacket. And I went outside today and I walked um to go get my trash can and bring it back up to put and when I came in when I came and I had a hat on. I had a hat on and a hood on. And the wind blew through this jacket. And this jacket is not thin. It's not thin. This is got, it's fleece lined. Um, it's a hoodie. It's a fleece lined hoodie. The wind blew, and I had on a sweater, and I had on another shirt. So how many layers is that? I don't know. Whatever. However many layers that is. That's one, two, three layers. The wind blew, and it was like, and a hat. Oh yeah, that's my hat. I had on this hat right here, and this hat because it's cute. Do y'all like my hat? I love my hat. And this hat is two strands held together, so it's double thick. Um, yeah, that's what I had on. And the wind blew. No, it wasn't that cold, really. It was in the 30s, 8, 9, 40. It was like, ouch, ouch, ouch. -9. We didn't see any negative days this winter. Kind of odd. Wow. Is winter over for y'all? Is it really? Is it over? See, yeah. Alaska's is playing us. Alaska is playing us. But anyways, so I'm not gonna be able to keep this hat on in the house for very long. I'm working on talking to the wife and talking about this chicken's a little cleaning out this hydroponic system too. Yeah, I got a hydroponic system over there I need to set up because I can't get my lettuce to grow and it's making me mad. So I'm gonna try it again. I love this hat. Y'all know what? This hat is actually just a rectangle. It makes the ears when you put it on. And there's no stitch difference between that. It's just a rectangle. And not that's why I love making these. But this hat is two strands held together, so it's not a 4-way, it's a 5-way. It's a thicker. Yeah, so it's super thick. I think Mike, didn't I make you a hat that was two strands together? I think I might have made Mike a hat. I don't know. I don't know. Why are you asking me? So yeah. But anyways, yeah, I need to, like I was saying, I need to get the other hydroponic system going. I want to try to do some lettuce and I want to do some ground cherries because somebody in here did ground cherries in a hydroponic system and they did really well. And I'm like, ooh, yeah, I want to do that. 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 So yeah, but I got to figure out where I'm going to put that system. I ain't no telling. So but it is what it is. Bella's not happy with me right now because she wants to go outside and I don't want to take her outside. But y'all saw what happened last time, right? Exactly, right. Anyways, I love this hat. This is cute. I need to make a couple for my friend's little girl and her little girl. I don't think her little boy would like them, but for her little girl. Although I saw a nice little hat today that was more of it was a hood type hat. What are they called? Where they come on that way and you kind of tie it underneath. Come back here. What you going? And it had little ears at the front, like right here, like little round ears, right there, little bare ears. That were cute. It was cute too. I was like, oh, I can make that hat. It's almost like a kerchief. You know how you put a kerchief on a baby's head, and then you tie it under there. It was kind of like that, but it had little ears like that. But it was crocheted. I thought, oh, I can make that. That's the one thing about crocheting is for the most part, I don't have a problem figuring out um, how to make something. If I see something, a crochet garment, even a knit garment, I can usually approximate that with crochet, and so I like that. Sometimes I can't figure it out, but yeah, most of the times I can figure it out. So yeah, I tried ground cherries once and didn't get any. I haven't again. Maybe I will this fall. Yeah. The thing about ground cherries is they're in the same family as the tomatillo tomato, and man, was it last year, year before last? The hornworm got on mine. I mean, overnight, it totally defoliated the plant. It demolished it. It really did, and I was like, really, really. So there's that. And that's the thing about the reason I want to try growing it inside is if I can get them inside and not have to worry about um, nothing else eating them up. That would be cool. I've gotten them to grow outside, and for some people, they come back. They drop enough seeds on the ground that they come back. A lot of people have actually complained that wherever they planted ground cherries, they never could get rid of them. They kept coming back. I haven't had that problem. I have had them come back once, but only the one time. Now, I'm not saying that some might not sprout up someplace. Um, this year from soil that I've reused from where I had ground cherries in the pot, and some of them fell on the ground. So there may be some ground cherries in my life this year that I don't know about. But yeah, I do have a hydroponic unit that I want to set up and put some ground cherries in it and maybe some more celery. I've really been enjoying growing celery in the hydroponic, and that celery is kind of funny because in mine it's not getting big, but it keeps growing, and so I'm just cutting it. I go in and I cut it, and I use the leaves and I use the stalks, and the stalks are thin, they're baby thin, but they're so good. They have really good flavor, and it keeps growing. I cut it, it grows some more. I cut it and it grows some more, and so I've been really enjoying having celery um, in the house. I like celery a lot, um, and I haven't been able to grow it outside. So, but I'm gonna keep trying. I'm gonna keep trying. So, but yeah, but yeah. Another thing that I want to do is I think I'm gonna get some quail as pets, or with quote marks, not as livestock. Just just a couple of them as pets to see what it's like. I tried to drop ground cherries today, but I couldn't find them. Oh, I've got some. I think I ordered some more actually. Um, I need to put my Jamaican sorrel in. I have a container that I'm going to drop those in. Um, my celery's in the hydroponics, and it's doing well. It's not big. It's tiny. They're thin. They're thin stalks, but it keeps putting up stalks, and the stalks have nice big leaves on them. And so I cut 2 or 3 stalks when I'm going to do a recipe, and chop them up, and I chop the leaves up and throw it in there, and it's great. It's got a real great flavor. But yeah, it's in hydroponics. And I think I'm gonna do it again. I think I'll do some more in hydroponics as well. Um, yeah. And yeah, so but yeah, I want to drop my Jamaican sorrel. Um, I, I've done the double cup method with Jamaican sorrel before, um, but I don't think I want to do that. I think I'm gonna do. Um, I don't know. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I don't know what I'm gonna do, but I need to drop the seeds because I want them to be good and established when the soil gets when it's time to plant it. I want to be putting a good sized plant out there. Um, Jamaican sorrel is one of the few things that I actually will start inside. Most things I won't because I'm too lazy, and our growing season is long enough that I can drop most things outside and get a good harvest on it. But Jamaican sorrel is one that I will start inside. I hear you, Bella. I hear you. Yeah, I listen and I don't judge. No, that's not true. I listen and I judge hard. You need to settle down. Yep. I don't remember who told me that they had done celery in hydroponics. Somebody told me that they had done it. I don't remember who it was. But but I said, you know what, I'm gonna try that. Okay, I'm missing my in-ground garden with all this moving around. I'm seriously considering hydroponics. I like hydroponics. It's not a lot. I mean, I don't have a lot of units, and it's not a lot. It doesn't grow a lot of food, but the things that it grows are, they're nice to have. The little tomatoes, I get some of those all year. I don't get enough of them, but I get some all year. I've grown peppers and gotten plenty of those. The little ones that are super hot. Um, I don't didn't particularly care for those peppers, but my husband liked them a lot. So yeah, and the celery's doing nice. I've grown basil, thyme. I've got holy basil in there now. So yeah, you should do it. Um, the last one we got, the one that Mike and GT, the unit that they recommended, I don't think that one is available right now. Um, but you can make your own. I uploaded my videos for the week. I've been slacking. Yeah. Yeah. GT and hydroponics. Yep. He grows a lot in hydroponics. A lot. And you can. I've grown baby joy. Um and it grew fine. It grew well actually. Um what else? I can't remember. Yeah. Yeah, I have not gone, well, since I got my unit, since I got my first unit, which I got on Facebook Marketplace. Um, I've had something in there ever since. But my first unit I got on Facebook Marketplace. Then I ordered one. Then I ordered another one, and then I ordered another one. And they're all different brands, and they all grow. Yeah, weather for Minneapolis. Conditions are clear with a temperature of it minus 11 degrees Fahrenheit. The wind is blowing from the northwest at 10 miles per hour, and the current humidity is 64%. Wow, Mike. Weather for Anchorage. Its conditions are cloudy with a temperature of 30 degrees Fahrenheit, 30. The wind is blowing from the northeast at 0 miles per hour, and the current humidity is 85%. Yeah, Mike went up 2 degrees. No, he went down 2 degrees. We're supposed to hit 50 in a week. Yeah, we're supposed to be down to 20 on Thursday night, which is absolutely crazy. I was standing in my garage looking at my citrus tree. I just had harvested from the kumquat, and I thought, hmm, maybe I should pull these outside since it's so warm. And then I looked at the forecast and it said down to 20. I said, nah, we'll let them sit right there for another couple of weeks. um, and that kumquat now it's struggling. All of those plants are struggling in there, but it still has fruit on it. It still has fruit on it. I bought a lemon and a lime this year. They have flowers on them. Um, they're fully flowering out, and um, yeah, it's supposed to be down to 20. So, yeah, all of my stuff is still in the garage. All the citrus is still in the garage. And I had a tomato. Yes, I did. that I had pulled into the garage, and I had put it outside, and I forgot about it last night, so it got cold last night, but I put it back in the garage today, so we'll see. This is evil time of year for me. It's like 3 days, 50, then back to 30. Yeah, that's what it's been here. Like I said, last week it was up to 80, and then it's going to be down to 20 this week. Yeah, that's crazy. That's absolutely crazy. And it's funny because I'm sitting here contemplating. I have a doctor's appointment, and I was thinking maybe I should reschedule it because there's a lot of people who are sick right now. And I just don't want to go out. I don't want to go out. I don't like to be out and about when this time of year when there's a lot of people sick, and there is a lot of people sick. I was just on a live with a friend, and she was saying her grandson, I don't know, somebody in her family was sick with the flu again. They already had it once, and then now they're having it again. They had to take them to the doctor, and I was like, "What?" Yeah, but there's a lot going on right now. There's flu, and there's RSV, and there's other things out there right now, and a lot of people sick. And I'm like, "Yeah, I don't want to go out." I hear you. I don't want to go out. Last year we had more 6 feet of snow. Alaska tripping, but I'm not complaining. Oh, goodness. I got a new toy. It's fun. It's a plow shovel on wheels called a snowcaster. Makes clearing the sidewalks easy. I think I've seen that work. I think I've seen a video of that thing. I think. I'm not sure. But yeah, that's cool, Mike. Bigger the boy, the bigger the toys. Bella, I'm sorry, baby. You can calm down anytime now. Yeah, you can calm down at any time. Really? Did you drink that much water? You sound like me. Yeah, yeah. But yeah, I want to get that hydroponic system. I want to clean it. It's cleaned up and ready to go. Only thing I need to do is fill it up and drop some seeds. But I don't know where I'm gonna put it. Where it's sitting right now, I can't leave it, um, because I just can't. So I have to figure out where I'm gonna put it. I moved it when I put the one in for the WIG, and so now I got to figure out where I'm gonna put it. But I think I have a place for it. Um, I need to get another timer. Um, for uh, uh a grow light. I have some grow lights I want to put in the garage with some of the seeds I'm going to be starting out there, and I need a timer to put on it so I can just plug it in and have it automatically come on and off. Actually, that one might have a timer on it already, so I just need to find some place to. I think that one has a timer. I've got two or three. I don't know. Uh, One of them doesn't have a timer on it, and I need to plug it into a timer. Um, so yeah. Like I don't know how you keep up with 5 systems. How much water do you go through on a daily? Wow. Yeah, how much water do you go to through on a daily? Because I go through, I don't know. I only have 3 systems, and it's like a gallon every other day. Let's see. My got my 2 grow racks set up. Yeah, snowcaster. Sounds cool. Yeah. Yeah, I need to do a little bit of setup. I'm trying to figure out, like I said, how those about a gallon a day. I go through about a gallon every 2 days. And that's with 3 units. I would think you would go through more than that. How many total units you got? How many total systems you got set up, Mike? I would think you would go through. I guess you do a gallon every single day, though. Well, probably. I don't know. I don't know. My Swiss charge was drinking a lot of water. Yeah. Get two once you're going strong. Yeah, 2 gallons a day. It's a lot of water. That's the one thing I have to do is I have to like today I went in and topped off everything and I filled two more gallons of water because I filter it. And so I filled 2 more gallons of water. Um so when I need it, they'll be ready. But it's like, oh, yeah. And then to have another unit going, yeah. Right now I'm running 7, but a ton of cracky jars. If I ever have a grid down, hydroponics are in trouble. I don't think so. Well, for light maybe. If you can get the light to them, I think they'll be fine. The reason I say that is because the ones, even the ones that have the pumps in them in the circulation, that yeah, I think it's a good to have, but it's not absolutely necessary. Because people might like Mike said, he's got a bunch of cracky jars. That's what I want to do. Get into is doing some of the cracky stuff, um, because I've never done that before, and so I want to get into that a little bit. Yeah, maybe I'll do that instead of, and maybe I'll do both. Yeah. But yeah, it could be, yeah, yeah, that's right. Well, Mike, come on now. You can figure out a way to stay warm, can't you? Can't you? I think you can. I think it's interesting that how much bigger houses are because we have reliable heat and air. When heat and air is an issue, the smaller the house, the easier it is to control the temperature. Um, and so, yeah, it's interesting. Generators, Mike. Not enough wood around. Okay, I'm in the city, city. Yeah, I'm not in the city, but I got some wood out there. And that's the funny thing about it. I've got wood out there. I'm thinking I don't want to have these stacks of wood because all kinds of creepy crawlies can live in them in the summer. And it's like it's coming on summer. I want to get rid of some of this wood. And I've got, yeah. And so I'm like, yeah, maybe I just go ahead and burn some of it, turn that stuff into ashes and put them in the garden. So I don't know. But yeah. I'd have that generator stolen first minute shot. LOL. Yeah. I'm trying to remember what book it was I was reading. I was actually reading a book that was very similar to that where the sh- shift happened and people built compounds. So there were small compounds with homes, and then the people within the compound helped each other out. They had water, they had garden, they had all the things, and very few people actually left the compound to go out in the world to do other things. They were pretty much self-contained in the compounds. But when you said that generator would be stolen the first moment, that's what I was thinking about. The things that were stolen, the compound was broken into more than once, often. Several times it was broken into, and eventually the people who lived outside of compounds were rioting and they decided they were going to take over. And so then the people who were in the compounds left and were on the run. And, but yeah, generators were stolen. An indoor generator? There you go. If I lived in the burbs, I'd have better chances. Mike, you just have to evaluate the situation and see what it is you can do and do that. Sometimes it's not ideal, but there may be an option that you haven't thought about yet. So you just look into it and keep searching until you can find um, an option that could work for you. Um, I don't worry a lot about the grid going down, um, or any of those kinds of things. I keep it's kind of funny. I grew up in a situation where we always prepped. We didn't call it prep, we just call it prepping. We called it living, right? But that was kind of what we did. We always prepped. We always had clean water in storage, usually in the freezer, but we had clean water. We had a well that had a hand pump. Um, it was on an electric system, but we had the hand pump for it. So if necessary, we could actually pump the water out of the well if the electricity went down. So we had that. So we always had a water source, and we weren't far from the creek for some water you could use for that. Um, but a lot of the things that we did, having a garden and my mom canned and all of that kind of stuff. Um, we had, extra food, extra water. We had, extra clothing, extra all of the things, because that's just how people live. Then things weren't as certain as they appear to be now. So um, they figured out ways. And so even though the house I up in had all electric, everything was an all electric house. My dad, when he built the house, he made it all electric. He didn't want to have fuel oil because a lot of the people that we lived around were dependent on fuel oil, and sometimes they couldn't get it. And so he had all electric. Well, one half dozen of the other, we got lots of power outages. And so we had all the things that we need to cook, um, and do all the things in the house if the power went out. And it's interesting how quickly we narrowed down our living space with quilts hanging between doorways that close, so that the amount of space that we had to either heat or cool was limited. How we began to conserve water. Um, if it was a storm or something like that coming, we already knew it was coming, so we would have plenty of water in the bathtubs and in containers and things like that. If we didn't know, then we had enough water for drinking water, clean drinking water, already in the house, and then we had water for non-potable water available outside as well. So, but that was just normal living, and so I grew up that way, and so a lot of those principles I practice automatically, but not to the that I would say I'm a prepper, because I'm not. I'm prepared for most things like the demic. I was fine. Yeah, and I'm prepared for things like that too. Um, um, yes, Bella, I know, but yeah, it's interesting how you think about that, and like we were saying earlier about do you have your go bag, your go list, your go whatever, what would you put in it, if you had to leave, that kind of thing. But and how can you I don't need wait a minute. I don't need food for a year or more. Okay. I'm good on food. Settle down. Settle down. Yeah. There are certain foods that I keep around. Um I rotate in and out, but I keep around because um, if you can't get to the grocery store or, if there are no groceries to be had, what are you going to do? Right. What are you going to do? And so, can you settle down? Y'all hear her? She acting a monkey. You can go if you want to go. Why don't you get up here and sit down? Get up here. No? Come on, get up. Good girl. Sit down. Okay, don't. She said no. She said no. She wanted to go back outside, but I don't know why. I don't know why. She want to go back outside so bad. But she wants to go back outside. Anyways, okay, this is the real 5 minute warning, y'all. This is the real one. She got a date. I hope so. I hope she got a date. Because that would make sense. If she got a date, then she need to go. But if she don't have uh, uh, um a date, then she just needs to stay in the house. Are you gonna get up here and sit down, or are you gonna go over there and bark like you then lost your mind? All right. Okay. I'm gonna get out of here. I'm not even gonna take five. I'm just gonna go ahead and get out of here because she's giving me fits, and I'm getting tired too. So I will be back next week, same time, same place. Hope to see you, and I hope you have a great week. Um, um, yeah. Is she constipated to give us some Miralax? No, she is. I want to go outside and smell the smells more than anything else. Thanks for the live. Yeah, I'll be back and I'll see you guys around in the YouTube streets. A little bit, not a lot. I'm not there for it right now, but yeah, a little bit. I'll see you around. Leave Nightbot alone, GT Junior. All right, y'all. Have a good evening. And if I push this button on the screen with my thumb, it's not going to do anything. I got to use the track.